Our industry has made significant progress over the years. Today, most consumers are satisfied with the services they receive from their property agents. Around 9 in 10 consumers surveyed in CEA's 2024 Public Perception Survey expressed satisfaction with their property agents' services. Thank you everyone for your contributions. Thank you everyone for your services to the real estate industry. As I mentioned, around 9 in 10 consumers surveyed in CEA's 2024 Public Perception Survey expressed satisfaction with their property agent services. However, at the same time, consumers also expected their property agents to be active professionally and have updated knowledge on the real estate industry. In fact, 3 in 4 consumers surveyed expected their property agents to complete at least one property transaction per year. However, about 40% of our property agents do not meet this expectation today. Now, over the past few years, MND and CEA have engaged some of our property agents on how we can work together to further strengthen the industry. Our focus has been on 3 areas. First, raising professional standards. Second, enhancing transparency within the industry. Third, giving consumers greater clarity and choice in an evolving market. Today, I'd like to share 3 measures that we will be implementing in the near term, namely the introduction of a currency requirement for registration renewal. Number 2, the transition to a 3-year license and registration regime, as well as the collection of commission data. I will also share our broader thinking on several other longer-term measures that are currently being studied. Let me begin with raising professional standards. For most Singaporeans, as we know, buying or selling a home is one of the biggest financial decisions that they have to make. And consumers should be able to trust that their property agent's advice reflects the latest rules and regulations. The majority of property agents already uphold these standards, and most property agents continually upgrade themselves, stay active in the market, and serve their clients professionally. Therefore, we will no longer require property agents to renew their registrations on a yearly basis. We will extend the validity of property agency licenses and property agent registrations to 3 years. This will reduce our collective administrative workload, right? Yes, because we no longer have to do yearly renewals, and this is all part of pro-enterprise measures that the MND and CEA are rolling out. Now, at the same time, we have also received feedback about the currency of knowledge of property agents who have not transacted over extended periods. As such, we have decided to introduce a currency regime. Under this new regime, property agents will need to complete at least 3 transactions over a 3-year period, or pass a refresher examination in order to renew their registrations. Let me repeat that. Under the new regime, property agents will need to complete at least 3 transactions over the 3-year validity period or pass a refresher exam in order to renew their registrations. Property agents, thank you. Property agents who do not meet this requirement will need to retake and pass the real estate salesperson examination. Some of you have told us during our earlier engagements that first-year property agents may require more time to build up their skills and client base. We recognize that, so we have taken this on board. So new property agents will not be required to complete any transaction in their first year and only need to complete at least 2 transactions over the remaining 2 years. Now, this currency requirement will ensure that consumers continue to receive professional and up-to-date advice when making important property transactions. I had talked about the need for us to collectively work together to have a more transparent industry. I think this is good. for agents, and this is also good for consumers. So the second set of measures I'd like to talk about aims to make the industry more transparent for both consumers and property agents. Now, today, the industry celebrates and recognizes top performers. We want to do that. If our agents work hard, their contributions, their services ought to be celebrated. But at the same time, we want prospective property agents to have a realistic picture of what a career in the real estate agency industry looks like. Hence, CEA will begin collecting commission data from property agencies. We will be looking at the data and in time publish aggregated and anonymized industry-level information to help prospective property agents make better informed career decisions. Now, to be very, very clear, we are not looking to publish individual property agents' commission figures. I see some smiles around the room. Yes, we understand your concerns. So, like I said, we will be collecting commission data from property agencies, but in time we're looking at publishing aggregated, anonymized data. Okay? We are also exploring further measures to increase the transparency of the industry. Now, a common concern raised by both property agents and consumers is the prevalence of inaccurate, fake, duplicated, as well as unauthorized property listings. Now, to address this, I'm pleased to share that CEA has built on the work of the Alliance for Action on Accurate Property Listings, and they will be launching a full-scale platform to verify the authenticity of online listings next year. CEA will announce more details closer to implementation. Besides finding the right property, we also want to make it easier for consumers to choose the right agent. CEA is studying whether to publish consumers' ratings of their property agents on the CEA public register while making it easier for consumers to access the register. We're also looking to require property agents and their clients to sign an estate agency agreement and to disclose who the agents are collecting the commission from before commencing work. This is a feedback we've often heard, right? Because you want to know who the agents are working for, how much people are going to get paid for. That also minimizes, the potential situation whereby you work very hard and actually you get very little commission at the end of the day. So we are looking to require property agents and their clients to sign an estate agency agreement and to disclose who the agents are collecting commission from before commencing work. A signed agreement will give greater clarity to all parties and prevent downstream disputes. For existing property agents, we also want to better understand how property agencies are supporting them. So to that end, CEA plans to conduct a survey of property agents on their property agencies. I encourage everyone to participate in the survey and to share your candid responses. The next section I'd like to talk about is about empowering consumers with more choice. We're looking at measures to empower consumers with more choice. And first, we'll do so by strengthening HDB's resale flat listing service. It's otherwise known as the RFL service. Now, since its launch in May 2024, more than 12,500 verified listings have been published, with over 60% of the flats listed proceeding to complete the resale transaction. Currently, it is not mandatory for property agents and sellers to list HDB resale flats on the RFL service. To enhance transparency and to help buyers and sellers make informed decisions, we are studying whether to make the resale flat listing service the default listing platform for HDB resale flats. However, this is not intended to replace existing property portals, and property agents and sellers will still be able to continue advertising on other platforms as well. Over the coming months, HDB will gather feedback from buyers, sellers, and property agents to shape future enhancements to the RFL service, and I encourage everyone here to participate actively. We are also studying whether consumers can list their own properties directly on property portals. This would give consumers who wish to transact without engaging a property agent more visibility and options. So let me briefly recap the 3 key objectives for the real estate agency industry. I think we're all looking forward to raising professional standards enhancing transparency, giving consumers greater clarity and choice. And in support of these objectives, I have just shared 3 measures that we'll be implementing in the short term and another 8 measures that we are actively studying, and we will be consulting the industry on these measures soon. I encourage all of you to continue sharing your views, as these measures will benefit everyone in the real estate agency industry, consumers, property agents, and property agencies alike.